University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. If the oft-cited figure is anything to go by, there are around 800 billion neurons in the brain sitting behind our tube desk tonight, whizzing around, and a good number of them are about to be put to the task of winning their owners a place in the second round of this competition. Imperial College London has won this series twice in 1996 and 2001. It grew out of several 19th century science institutions, and having been a part of the University of London for a century, it became independent in 2007. H.G. Wells studied biology under Thomas Huxley at one of its early colleges, and penicillin was discovered there in 1928 by Alexander Fleming. Alongside 73 Fellows of the Royal Society among its staff and alumni, as well as 14 Nobel laureates and 2 Fields medalists, the athlete Roger Bannister went there, as did the astrophysicist and guitarist Brian May. The university doesn't have an arts faculty, so unsurprisingly, tonight's team reflect its emphasis on teaching medicine and the sciences. With an average age of 23 and representing around 17,000 students, let's meet them.
Hi, I'm James Pollard. I'm from Cheshire and I'm reading electronic and electrical engineering.
Hi, my name's Ed Waddingham. I'm from Charlton in South East London and I'm doing a PhD in medical statistics.
And this is their captain.
I'm East van Klein from Emmeloord, the Netherlands, and I'm studying for a master's in bioinformatics and theoretical systems biology.
I'm Juan Ignacio Rubio Gorrochategui. I'm from Alicante, Spain, and I'm doing chemistry.
Now, the University of Strathclyde dates back to the 18th century bequest of John Anderson, a professor of natural history at Glasgow University, for a second institution in the city, which was to focus on practical subjects and what he called useful learning. The missionary David Livingstone attended classes in its early incarnation, and other alumni include the inventor John Logie Baird, without whom we wouldn't be here tonight, and the musician Alex Kapranos of the band Franz Ferdinand. With an average age of 30 and representing around 21,000 students, let's meet the Strathclyde team.
Hi, my name's Ian Brown. I'm from Oban in Argyll and I'm training to be an English teacher.
Hi, I'm James Flanagan. I'm originally from Glasgow and I'm studying chemical engineering.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Alistair Logan. I'm from Motherwell in Lanarkshire and I study mechanical engineering.
Hi, my name is Paul Dykeman. I'm from Port Glasgow and I'm studying economics.
OK, you all know the rules, so fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Derived ultimately from the Latin for goat, meanings of what word include a heraldic device resembling an inverted letter V, a map symbol denoting a steep gradient, and a distinguishing mark or badge on the sleeve of
Strathclyde Logan.
Chevron.
Chevron is correct, yes. The first set of bonuses, Strathclyde, are linked by a name. Firstly, for 5 points. Matthew Parker played a key role in the establishment of the 39 Articles of the Church of England as Archbishop of Canterbury during the early years of the reign of which monarch?
Henry VIII.
No, it was Elizabeth I. The writer Dorothy Parker was a member of an informal group known as the Round Table, associated with which hotel in New York City?
The Waldorf Astoria.
No, it's the Algonquin. And finally, Richard Parker is a Bengal tiger who features prominently in which Booker Prize-winning novel?
The Life of Pi.
Correct. 10 points for this. He penetrated into the whole universe of things. To him, the greater number of the philosophical sciences owe their origin and distinction. These words of Hegel refer to which philosopher born in northern Greece in 384 BC?
Strathclyde Logan.
Plato.
No. Anyone like to buzz from Imperial?
Imperial Klein.
Aristotle?
Aristotle is right, yes. Right, your bonuses this time are on scientific terms that have different meanings in the context of British politics. In each case, give the term from the description. Firstly, in mathematics, a quantity expressed as a root of another. In British history, a member of an extreme section of the Liberal Party during the 19th century.
Radical?
Correct. In physics, a term for any force whose work is determined solely by the final displacement of the object acted upon. Ambrose Bierce defined it in a different context as a statesman who is enamoured of existing evils.
Conservative.
Correct. Finally, a process induced by oxytocin. The same term denotes an organisation that dates its foundation to 1900.
Is it joy or something? It's ecstasy, love. Yeah. Excitement, love. Could be an acronym. Love?
No, it's Labour. 10 points for this. A function of the square root of the sample size, what statistical term denotes the measure of how close a sample mean is to the population?
Imperial Waddingham.
Standard error.
Standard error is correct. These bonuses are on winners of the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, Imperial. Which film by Luchino Visconti won the Palme d'Or in 1963? Set in Sicily in the 1860s, it is based on the novel of the same name by Lampedusa.
Nominate Rubio Gorachetegui.
Gattopardo.
The Leopard is correct, yes. Secondly, which film won both the Palme d'Or and the Academy Award for Best Film? Released in 1955 and directed by Delbert Mann, it stars Ernest Borgnine as the title character.
Any guesses? Gone with the Wind?
No, it's Marty. And finally, which Austrian director has won the Palme d'Or twice? First in 2009 for The White Ribbon, and then in 2012 for Amour.
Nominate Rubio Gorachetegui.
Michael Haneke.
Michael Haneke is correct, yes. OK, 10 points at stake for this starter question. What four-letter term denotes both a young sailor who has not yet learned the elements of the job and, in North American slang, a studious or hard-working person? In a political context, it's often preceded by the word policy.
Imperial Waddingham.
Wonk.
Wonk is correct. Right, your bonuses this time, Imperial, are on archaeology. What name is given to the well-preserved human remains dating from the 3rd century BC that were discovered in a peat bog in Jutland in 1950? It was excavated by the Danish archaeologist P.V. Globe.
Is that Ötzi, you think? I don't think it's Jutland, no. Anything else? No. Piltdown Man.
No, it's Tolland Man. Nicknamed Pete Marsh, what name is given to the preserved remains of a man from around the 1st century AD that were discovered in a bog in Cheshire in 1984?
Piltdown Man.
No, that's Lindo Man. And finally, in 2011, a human body named Cashel Man, dating from around 2,000 years BC, was discovered in a bog in which country?
Germany?
No, it's the Republic of Ireland, Cashel Man. Right, we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see part of the text of a commemorative plaque and a map of the UK showing where it can be found. For 10 points, I want you to tell me the name of the first person commemorated on this plaque.
Strathclyde Logan.
Eleanor Hardy.
No, anyone want to buzz from Imperial?
Imperial Klein.
Mary Shelley?
Mary Shelley is correct, yes. That plaque is in Bournemouth, and we follow it with 3 more excerpts from commemorative plaques in the UK alongside a map showing where each can be found. 5 points in each case. Simply name the person the plaque commemorates. Firstly?
We don't know.
That's Emily Wilding Davison. Secondly, who is commemorated by this plaque?
Could it be Charles Lindbergh?
Charles Lindbergh. Yeah, could be. Charles Lindbergh.
No, it's Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly over the Atlantic. And finally...
First successful novel. 1816, one of the Brontes.
Yeah.
Which one? Emily? Emily Bronte?
No, it's Charlotte Bronte, but well worked out. OK, another starter question now. A great flawed piece of masonry, a tribal chieftain rather than a hereditary monarch, a brilliant compound of earth, fire and flood. These words of the critic Kenneth Tynan refer to which of Shakespeare's title characters?
Imperial Klein.
Macbeth.
Anyone like to buzz from Strathclyde?
Strathclyde Brown.
Hamlet.
No, it's King Lear. 10 points for this. Which slow-moving nocturnal mammal has a name derived from Malay words meaning rolling over, referring to the animal's habit of curling into a ball when threatened? It's sometimes called...
Imperial Rubio Gorichategi.
Pangolin.
Pangolin is correct, yes. Right, you get a set of bonuses on biochemical synthesis. Glutamate, aspartate and alanine can be synthesized from alpha-ketoglutarate, oxaloacetate and pyruvate, respectively, by the addition of which functional group?
Methyl group? Alanine has only methyl group. Methyl group?
It's amino group, NH2. Serine, cysteine and glycine are generated from 3-phosphoglycerate, an intermediate in which metabolic pathway?
Glycolysis, then. I don't know. Glycolysis?
Correct. Tyrosine can be synthesized in one step from which other aromatic amino acid?
Phenylalanine.
Correct. Right, another start question now. The Austrian composer Gustav Mahler is reputed to have exclaimed "Fortissimo at last" upon viewing what geographical feature while visiting Buffalo for a conducting engagement?
Imperial Waddingham.
Niagara Falls.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses Imperial on cricket in 19th century literature. Capital game, smart sport, fine exercise, very. In which Dickens novel of 1836 does Mr. Jingle provide this commentary on a cricket match between All Muggleton and Dingley Dell?
Oliver Twist? Yeah. Oliver Twist?
No, it's the Pickwick Papers. A match between the inhabitants of Britannula and a team of English tourists is played with mechanical aids such as steam bowlers in The Fixed Period, a satirical dystopian novel of 1882 by which English author?
Dystopian novel 82. 1882. H.G. Wells, I was thinking about. H.G. Wells?
No, it's Trollope. And finally, a cricket match at Clifton College is the subject of Vitae Lampada, a poem of 1892 by which poet? It's noted for its refrain of play up, and play the game.
Any guesses? We don't know.
That's Sir Henry Newbolt. 10 points for this. Give the 5 words that begin the poem based on an early 17th century meditation that includes the lines, "If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less." Both the meditation and the poem are by John Donne.
Strathclyde Logan.
No man is an island.
Correct. Your bonuses are on prime numbers, Strathclyde. In each case, give the prime number that corresponds to all of the following. Firstly, the year in which Caligula was proclaimed Emperor of Rome, the atomic number of rubidium, and in Celsius, the normal human body temperature.
37.
Correct. Secondly, for 5 points, the year BC in which the Roman Republic began the Second Mithridatic War, the atomic number of bismuth, and the number which follows the letter M in the name of a French electronic music group.
83.
83.
83 is correct. And finally, the atomic number of vanadium, the number of chromosomes in human sex cells, and the number of the psalm beginning, "The Lord is my shepherd."
23.
23.
23 is right. Time for a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music written to represent a month of the year. 10 points if you can tell me the month depicted in this excerpt.
Strathclyde Logan.
Autumn.
No, you can hear a little more, Imperial. Right. Any of you got any idea?
Imperial Waddingham.
December.
No, it's January, as depicted in the opening of the piano cycle Das Jahr, or the year. So we'll get the music bonuses in a moment or two when someone gets a starter question right. 10 points at stake for this. In which province of Pakistan are the former Omani enclave of Gwadar, the Makran Desert and the city of Quetta?
Imperial Rubio Gorichategi.
Sindh.
No? Strathclyde, one of you buzz?
Strathclyde Dykeman.
Balochistan.
Balochistan is correct, yes. So each movement of that cycle you heard the starting of there by Fanny Hensel or Fanny Mendelssohn represents a single month. You're going to hear months depicted in each excerpt. Firstly, for 5 points, which month is this?
May.
No, that's August. Secondly, this month.
October.
No, that's March. And finally...
December.
That is December. Well done. Right, 10 points at stake for this starter question. 2016 saw the first baby born using a new three-person fertility technique that involves the donation of which self-replicating organelles present in the cell cytoplasm?
Strathclyde Flanagan.
Mitochondria.
Correct. Strathclyde, these bonuses are on films and books. In 1959, firstly for 5 points, the US critic John Crosby wrote in a review that any TV looks awfully prosaic, awfully ordinary, after he'd watched a television broadcast of which film released 20 years earlier?
Gone with the Wind.
No, it was The Wizard of Oz. Technicolor, of course. Secondly, the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. This incorrect rendition of the Pythagorean theorem is given by which character in the film The Wizard of Oz?
The Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow is right. In the 1939 film Dorothy wears ruby slippers, but in L. Frank Baum's book on which the film is based, her footwear is what colour?
Gold.
No, it's silver. 10 points for this. Which Australian did an online reviewer describe as surely the least pretentious and most stylish of art critics? His works include the culture of...
Strathclyde Logan.
Robert Hughes.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses on biology, chemistry and physics. Firstly, born in 1822, which Austrian botanist formulated laws of segregation and independent assortment?
Mendel.
Correct. Born in Siberia in 1834, which chemist gives his name to element 101?
Yeah, that sounds
Mendeleev.
Mendeleev is correct. The names Mendel and Mendeleev differ only in the letters EEV. These three letters are an abbreviation of the name of what unit used to measure the energy of some extreme cosmic ray particles?
Probably something electron volt, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably something electron volt, but I don't know.
Electron emission velocity.
No, it's electron volt, and with the scores at absolutely level pegging, 10 points for this. Which decade saw the publication of Walter Bagehot's The English Constitution, Christina Rossetti's Goblin Market, J.S. Mill's On the Subjection of Women and Charles Dickens's Great Expectations?
Strathclyde Dykeman.
1820s.
Anyone like to buzz from Imperial?
Imperial Waddingham.
1830s.
No, it's the 1860s. 10 points for this. Caryathodori, Clausius and Kelvin Planck are all forms of which specific physical law which rules out the existence of perpetual motion machines?
Imperial claim.
The second law of thermodynamics.
That is correct, yes. You take the lead. Your bonuses are on Johannes Brahms. Brahms reputedly claimed that his awkwardness with women saved him both from marriage and from attempts at composition in which musical form?
What didn't he do?
Song cycles.
No, it's opera. Secondly, of which composer's piano concertos did Brahms write to Clara Schumann that the playing of them was like scooping from a real fountain of youth?
Grieg.
No, it's Mozart. Sheer perfection. Never has anything like this been created, not even by Beethoven. These words of Brahms refer to which opera by Mozart, first performed in 1786?
The Magic Flute.
No, it's The Marriage of Figaro. Right, we're going to take a second picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting. For 10 points, I want you to identify the artist, please.
Strathclyde Logan.
Masaccio.
No. Anyone like to buzz from Imperial?
Imperial claim.
Botticelli.
No, it's Raphael. It's currently on display at the V&A there. But we'll take another starter question in the meantime and get back to the picture bonuses in a moment. Dr. Slop and Parson Yorick are characters in which comic novel whose first volume appeared in 1759?
Strathclyde Logan.
Tom Jones.
No? Anyone like to buzz from Imperial? It's Tristram Shandy. 10 points for this. Pridley, Ludlow, Wenlock and Llandovery are epochs in which geological period, placed between the Ordovician and the Devonian?
Imperial claim.
The Carboniferous.
No? Anyone like to buzz from Strathclyde?
Strathclyde Brown.
Cambrian.
No, it's the Silurian. 10 points for this. Knights, birds, frogs, wasps and clouds all feature in titles of plays by which ancient Athenian...
Strathclyde Logan.
Aristophanes.
Correct. Right, you get the picture bonuses. What we saw a moment ago was a painting by Raphael. It was a cartoon, in fact, intended ultimately to be transferred onto a tapestry. Your picture bonuses are 3 more tapestry cartoons on display in their own right in major galleries. 5 points if you can name the artist in each case. Firstly...
Goya.
It is Goya, yes. That gives you the lead. And secondly...
I don't think it's David. David.
No, that's by Boucher, The Forge of Vulcan at the Louvre. And finally...
Delacroix.
No, that's by Rubens, The Triumph of the Church. It's on show at the Prado. Right, 10 points for this. Loch Ree and Loch Derg are lakes along the course of which river? It rises in County Cavan and flows into the Atlantic Ocean to the west of Limerick.
Strathclyde Logan.
The Shannon.
The Shannon is correct. Your bonuses are on Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi first became Prime Minister of India during which decade?
The 60s.
Correct. In her autobiography, Daughter of the East, which South Asian Prime Minister described her fascination with Mrs. Gandhi? They first met when the former accompanied her father to post-war negotiations with India in 1972.
Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. What was her name again?
Yeah, it is. Don't know. Pass.
That was Benazir Bhutto. And finally, which novel of 1981 features a character modelled on Mrs. Gandhi and describes the state of emergency she imposed from 1975 to 77?
Midnight's Children.
Correct. 2 minutes to go, 10 points for this. In 1934, the US chemist Harold Urey won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for his discovery of which form of hydrogen with a nucleus of 1 proton and 1 neutron?
Imperial Wonningham.
Deuterium.
Correct. Your bonuses are on insects, Imperial. With around 40% of insect species, what is the largest insect order? Its name means sheathed wings.
Coleoptera.
Correct. Including butterflies and moths, what is often cited as the second largest insect order? Its name?
Lepidoptera.
Correct. Finally, including houseflies, gnats and mosquitoes in more than
Diptera.
120...
Diptera.
Correct. 10 points for this, then. A socialist United States of Europe seems to me the only worthwhile political objective today. Those words appear in Towards European Unity, an essay of 1947 by which novelist and political writer?
Strathclyde Logan.
George Orwell.
Correct. You retake the lead and you get bonuses on the 2016 European Football Championship. Wales reached the semi-finals of a major tournament for the first time after a 3-1 win against which team?
Belgium.
Correct. With 6 goals, which French forward won the Golden Boot for the tournament's highest scorer?
Antoine Griezmann.
Correct. Which English Premier League referee took charge of the Euro 2016 final between France and Portugal?
Mark Clattenburg.
Well done. 10 points for this. The Procurer, Darling Daintyfoot and the Drag Queen Divine feature in which French author's...
Strathclyde Brown.
No, it's not.
In which French author's semi-autobiographical debut novel, you lose 5 points, of 1943 entitled Our Lady of the Flowers?
Imperial Klein.
Albert Camus.
No, it was Jean Genet. 10 points for this. Which 2 vowels begin the common names of Avena Sativa and Quercus Vagabondum? Imperial College London have 125, Strathclyde University have 145. Well, you led for much of the way, Imperial, and who knows, you might come back as one of the highest scoring losing teams. We'll just have to wait and see how others do. But thank you very much for joining us. Strathclyde, you left it pretty late, I thought. You seemed to be asleep in the first part of the contest. Anyway, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in round 2. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match. But until then, it's goodbye from Imperial College London.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Strathclyde University.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.